we have two kinds of family here. One has x, the other one doesn't have x. Remember, we said the one with x is the coefficient of x, and then the one without x is a constant. It's on its own and it's not changing. Okay, hello some Nigerians, welcome back to class. Okay, so my name is Rose and this is the School of Mathematics Nigeria. All right, so if you were here in the previous class, which I'm going to share somewhere, you would know that we treated algebra. We spoke about algebra and its branch of mathematics being the one that just talks about letters and numbers and also expresses real world problems using mathematical expressions. So today we're going to be treating algebraic equation, because the last class we did algebraic expression, a case where we didn't have the equal sign. But of course, from the word equation, you see the equal sign. So whenever you have letters and numbers, how do you solve? How do you find the unknown value? We're doing all of that today, okay? So stick with me. Here you can see that we have 2x plus 3 equals 7. We're being asked to solve for x. What is x in this case? We're going to know that today. So from the previous class, this is called a coefficient. This is your variable. And these are your constants. Whatever number is close to the letter is called a coefficient. It's a coefficient. And then the letter, as we said, it's a variable because you can't tell what its value is yet. It could be anything. It changes, right? And then constant is that thing that is there. It's static. You can see it. You know 3 is 3. You know 7 is 7. Okay? Now that we have that out of the way, let's solve this equation. Right? So in this case, of course, we know these two cannot be added together because they don't look alike. So we're going to take 3, which looks like 7. They are numbers, right? We're going to take them to be together because they are siblings. So you're going to tell us to collect like terms. So 2x is going nowhere, remains here. But 3 is traveling to meet our brother, okay? And there's a sign in front of it, which is plus. So whenever she tries to cross the equal sign, she changes to minus, the opposite of plus. So you have 7 minus 3, okay? And then 2x equals 7 minus 3 is what? It's 4. So in this case, you know you are dividing through by 2. We're doing this for the sake of those who have no idea. So we're going to always go step by step for those people, right? Dividing through by 2. So in this case, you know that if you divide the left hand side by 2, you also divide the right hand side by 2. So 2 cancels 2, of course, and then you know that this gives you 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So wherever you see x, for you to check if you're correct, the value which is 2. So this 2 times your value that you got 2 is 4, right? So 4 plus 3 is what? 7. So that means we are correct. Now let's use another method, okay? So you can choose which you prefer. In this case, instead of saying collect like terms, you just tell yourself to subtract 3 from both sides. Do the opposite of what you have here. So this can go. Of course, you know 3 minus 3 is 0, right? So we're going to do the opposite of it, which is subtract. Anytime you have an equal sign, whatever you do to the left hand side, make sure you do it to the right hand side. This is called the left hand side because this is the left hand side of you. And then this is the right hand side of you, right? It's just a literal thing. Don't worry about it. So we have 2x plus 3. Remember we said we'll subtract 3 from both sides. So this 3 minus 3 is 0. So you have 2x equals 4, right? And then from here, you know now you're supposed to divide through by 2 because there's a multiplication here. So you have to do the opposite, which is divide through. So dividing through, divide through by 2, and then you know that you have this, right? And then checking, you know, you could choose method 1 or method 2. You can let us know what method you prefer in the comment section. We'll be solving more examples so you can understand what we're doing, okay? So this looks different from what we did in the first instance, right? Remember, this is your left hand side, this is your right hand side, okay? We have two kinds of family here. One has x, the other one doesn't have x. Remember, we said the one with x is the coefficient of x, and then the one without x is a constant. It's on its own and it's not changing, okay? And now in this case, we want to collect like terms, meaning we want to take siblings to the same house, okay? So we have 5x. If this sibling, which has plus in front of it, crosses to make this sibling into change to a minus, okay? Remember, this one remains here. So if this sibling crosses to make this sibling to be a plus, the more you practice, the more you get it, okay? So 5 minus 3, remember what we did in the last class? Don't confuse yourself with the letters, just the numbers do the job. 5 minus 3 is 2, so you have 2x. And then you're owing 8, you have 6. When you give 6, how much is left that you're owing? You're owing 2, okay? So from here, you know that you divide. So you have 2x over 2 is equal to minus 2 over 2. So in this case, x is what? 2 and 2 is 1, minus 1. So for you to check if this is the right answer, you would go and substitute whatever value you get for x. Okay, so let's try. Let's check. So 5 times minus 1 minus 6. They say it's equal to 3 times minus 1 minus 8. Let's check if this is true. So 5 times minus 1 is minus 5 minus 6. 3 times minus 1 is minus 3 minus 8. So minus 5 minus 6, you're owing 5, you're owing 6, means you're owing 11, right? You're owing 3, you're owing 8, means you're owing 11. So in this case, our value for x is correct, okay? I hope we're making sense. We're going to do one more example so you can get it. And then you are going to do your assignment, your assessment, your task, okay? You might have seen this kind of question in your exams before. You know, your JAM, your WAEC, your SAT, whatever exams you call it in your country, right? You're given 4a plus 2b equal 14. And you're asked to solve for a when b is 13. Do not panic. Remember our exercise, breathe in, breathe out, and then tell the problem. You're not a problem, I can solve you. Okay? Okay, so you've been given everything that you need. Do not panic. You have two unknowns in this case, which is A and B. These are letters representing numbers that we do not know yet. Unknown numbers, remember. Okay? And then 4 and 2 are coefficients. 4 is the coefficient of A, 2 is the coefficient of B. Remember that, right? And then 14 is a constant because it has no letter close to it and it's on its own. Know these different things, right? A and B are your variables, right? Good. If you do not understand, check our previous videos so you can get what we're saying. So now we're asked to solve for A, meaning we need to find A. We need to make A subject of formula when B is 13. So we're going to go substitute the value of B, which is 13, in our given algebraic equation. Does that make sense? Let's do this. So you have 4a plus b is 13 equals 14. Do you see? That was just smooth. You do not have to change anything in mathematics. Just go as you see it. That's the thing. You see and you panic and it would not change anything. Just follow the rule. It's English language. Just read and follow the rule. First things first, it was 4a, right? And then we wanted to write 2b, but we remember that b in the case is 13. So instead of writing b, you put in 13. Do you see that? Because this is 2 times b, which is 2 times 13. Then you have equal 14, and that's it. So you have 4a plus 2 times 13. Please, if you do not know it, and you're using a calculator, you need to do better. All right, so this is 26 equals 14. Okay, and now from here you already know this looks familiar. We've done this before. Collect like terms. This is what it is. Collect like terms. So 4a equals, remember that because 26 plus 26 is crossing to meet our sibling, she's going to change to minus, and then you have 14, but you're owing 26. So of course you're still owing something. You're owing 12. Okay, now divide both sides by 4. Write that. Always explain. Always tell people what you're trying to do. Okay, you have 4a over 4 equals minus 12 over 4. Do not always forget your sign. Okay, so 4 goes in 4. That's 1. So you're left with a equals 4 in minus 12 is minus 3. So the value of a is minus 3. So I need you to go back to check, put the value of a, which is minus 3, into your equation. So 4 times minus 3 is minus 12. Minus 12 plus 26, right? It's 14. When you check and you see that you're able to get the equation given as your question, then you know that your value or your answer is correct. Okay? All right, so here's your task for the day 1 and 2. Solve for Q, and then if A is this and B is this, find C. So do not forget, we've said it before and we'll say it again. Do not panic whenever you see problems. Just breathe in, breathe out, and tackle it, okay? You're going to pass your math exams, trust me, and it's not that deep. Okay, so please, as always, do not forget to subscribe if you haven't, share this video if you want others to learn, leave your comment letting us know your answer, and also let us know the topics you would like to see or learn by the day. Okay, until next class.